Today we have a brand new agentic free coding platform for AI, and you can see this come out straight out of China. You can actually download it right here, get free access, and it's very similar to agentic coding platforms like Cursor or Bolt.new, Visual Studio Code, etc. I'm going to be testing out today and showing you exactly how to use it. Basically, what we can do here is we can use agentic coding agents using this Qoder platform to build out different websites, tools, tasks. You can delegate stuff. So, for example, here we have quest mode where you can delegate tasks to agents, and you can basically describe what you want it to do, and it'll just go off and do that bad boy. All right. You can also, for example, program. So you can program through conversation, and additionally, this is getting a lot of hype right now. So, what else have we got here? We have options for using Gemini and Claude in there. Again, it is free. People are going to comment and say this isn't free. This is free during the preview mode. As it's just launched today, I'm expecting that to go on for quite a while as well. And you can also wikiize your code base. It's got memory and rules. It can use context as well. We've got inline chat and even MCPs. So you can actually use MCP servers inside the agentic coding frameworks that you create. So we're going to keep running through now. And if you want to download it, just click download over here. And then once that's done, we can open that up like you can see over here. So I'm just going to drag that in. And then from there, we should be able to open up Qoder. So let's wait for that to load. You see it's loading over here. And here we go. So it says, welcome to Qoder. You can actually import your settings. So you can import settings, extensions, keyboard shortcuts, snippets, etc. from either Cursor or from VS Code. I'm going to go with VS Code and we'll click confirm, continue. That should start setting up now. And then we've got a choice between Qoder Light, Dark, High Contrast, or Qoder Dark. So I'm just going to go with Qoder Dark, make it nice and easy. And then you can also sign in as well. So let's try signing in. We'll create an account. Just going to do this on the side here. Steven says, we are enjoying it. I'm wondering what you're using it for right now. That'd be interesting to know, actually. So I've set up my account in the background. That literally took like 2 secs. And then you can see that we've got an option to open a project, clone a repo. So you can import from GitHub, as you can see, connect via SSH, or open the project directly. So let's see what we got. It's very similar to Visual Studio Code. So if we go on the left-hand side, we've got containers, Gemini Code Assist. These are all very similar. So it's very similar to like Visual Studio Code. Canal says, let's go. That's what I'm talking about, man. I like that energy. And then you can see here, we can start using, for example, what we got. We got extensions. Can we install? I don't think you'd use, can you use client inside Qoder? Oh yeah, you can. Look, so you can install client, for example. Let's try that. And then also, let's see if we can get Code up there, because if you don't invite Ruko to the party, to the AI coding party, who are you? So we're going to install Code as well. There we go. Hit install there. By the way, if you want all the links from today, I'll put it inside the AI Success Lab, which is, the AI Money Lab, completely free. Link in the comments description. And if we go to new AI automations, I'll add a new page here with the deets. And anything I build or learn along the way, I will put inside here. I'll also add an recipe as well after this video. So if you want to steal this process from me, you can. There we go. This free group as well, it comes with so many automations, it's wild. You see all the new automations on the left hand side here, all the different trainings that we're adding. And then also inside the community here, you can post, you can join like 21,000 members. We share all sorts of crazy stuff inside there. And additionally, inside the classroom here, you'll see access to like 50 free tools, our best AI SEO trainings, 200 free ChatGPT prompts, and a whole other course on AI automations. So let's get straight back into Qoder, see how it's working. So Remote Explorer, Repo Wiki, that's interesting. So you can open up a folder containing a Git repository or clone, quest mode. You can open a folder and yeah. So I guess we just have to open a folder. Let's start with that. Just going to do this in the background. So we'll open up a folder. There we go. Open up. Yes, I trust the authors. We'll click allow on there. And now we've got this loaded. So on the right hand side here, we can start using the chat, and we've got a choice between ask and the agent, right? So I guess you could use ask for just coming up with new ideas and planning out the project. So let's start with something basic. Here's what we can do, a little basic landing page, that sort of thing. So I'm going to go over to the AI Money Lab, and I'll grab some information about this group, right? Like so. Then we'll go back here, and inside here, we're going to say let's have a look what we got here. Say plan out a landing page for this free group. Needs to be super sleek and modern. We'll plug that in like so. Now that's beginning to plan it out inside the chat. So it said the workspace empty. I'll create a modern landing page from scratch, design it with CSS, etc. Here's my plan. Let me create the files. Now, if it's in ASC mode, it's not actually going to commit the changes of the code, I assume, right? So we just have to click insert. Once it's done, I'm going to switch to agent mode now. I'll say, okay, create the changes, create the landing page. Now you see here that you can create a message queue. So if you have like multiple messages, then you can say, right, do this and this and this, etc. And I'm actually going to click on stop, and then it will run the message automatically. So if you have like a chain of ideas that you want to insert into your project, then you can type in all the messages inside here and then just wait for them to load. You can also, for example, add images, so you can reference images, folders, files, code changes, etc. and also rules, right? So if you have certain rules, let's say about your branding or the way you want things to be coded, you can do that right here. And now you can see it's coding out the HTML for our landing page. And you see an outline of the project here, along with a timeline of what you've done. Bear in mind, like, I'm not a coder at all, but it's very easy to understand this once you get your head around it. CK San Diego says, I bet it's insane. It is, absolutely. Always. Always. So it's creating the files here. And then I think we can actually run this in terminal. So you can see here it's asking us if we want to run this terminal command to load the page and preview it. So let's run that. It'll run in Python, I think. So you can see it's committing the terminal commands over here, right? So this is a command, and then it's going to run it in terminal. We'll click accept. Boom. FM says, is it safe? There's only one way to find out, my friend, and that's by me testing it, not you. So I'll be the human guinea pig for AI here. And you don't know. I mean, like, you got to do your own research. If you want 100% safe, just stick to like the big software developers. But if you want to try new things and you want to experiment, you want to test the latest stuff, then the only way you can do that is by trying new things, right? So that's what I do. You could always run this in like a virtual environment as well, like a VPS or something like that. FM says, I'm a newbie. Welcome to the crew. To be fair, AI is so new, realistically, right? Like something like this just came out today. Everyone's a newbie. Anyone who says they're not a newbie is probably got, a bit of an ego. So let's click on, so it's running the preview here. Let's preview it now. Yeah, look at that. It's a beaut. It's an absolute beaut. All right, so let's see if we can open this up inside our, oh, there we go. Yeah, we can open it up. So if you click this, it will open it up inside your browser. Once you open it inside the browser, it's going to look something like this. This is running on like a temporary local host, as you can see. So it's set up via Python. And then if we go back here, we've got the landing page, right? Pretty nice. So we have a look, like the gradients are nice. Want to make more money with AI? Welcome to the free AI Success Lab, blah, blah, blah. Inside here, you get 5,300 prompts. Then we just need to give it the actual link to improve it. But the content itself is pretty nice. The only thing that I don't like is like it's super short. But we could always go back inside here and say, okay, based on the information you have, which we'll do. Insert some more direct response copy out some Mosey style on the landing page, reselling the benefits of this free group. Right. And then also, if we go inside here, we'll just grab the link for it, which is this one. So we'll grab the link and say, insert this link into the buttons. All right. And if you need all the links from today, just go inside the AI Money Lab and whatever you're searching for, whatever you're looking for, right? Let's say you're looking for Qoder. You can just type in Qoder and go to the classroom here, and you'll find all the details, right? So that's how you can quickly find stuff. And if you can't find the link to this, it should be in the description. If not, just type in AI Money Lab on ChatGPT or Google, click on the link, and boom, there you go. All right, so we've got the details here. Based on the information you have, insert some direct response copy. selling the benefits. Here you go. Add more information to the page, plus make it more interesting. All right. And then also, why not just actually give it some images to work with, you know? So like, let's have a look what we got here. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this one. And then also take a screenshot of the community. And then maybe the classroom too. And then what we can do is with those, we can just reference them inside the context. I've not tried this before, but we can try and reference the images that we just downloaded. So let's go to desktop, grab those 3 screenshots we literally just took. Add another one. So you can have multiple images here. So we've added those images, and then what we're going to do from here, bear in mind, like one of the things to note here is like, have you noticed how I haven't paid for an API or anything so far? It's because it's all free and built in inside this Qoder. So that's one of the biggest benefits of using this. Few people asking for the link. Again, just check out that AI Money Lab. All the links are inside there. I've shown you how to do it. If you can't find that, just rewind the video. You'll see it inside here. And then what we're going to do from here is we'll say, okay, insert the images attached as well, plus reference them as screenshots from the group to break up the text, plus make the page more beautiful, right? And so, like, I mean, I was speaking to one of my mates yesterday. He's one of my best mates, and he was talking about his company and how basically he was waiting like a week or 2 weeks for someone to set up a landing page for him. And I was like, mate, I just did that this morning in like 5 minutes using AI. Like, why don't you just do the same? It's like, oh, yeah, I'll just do that, right? And so, like, most people don't realize how quick and easy it is to use and build stuff with these sort of AI coders. And if you can do it for free as well, like you can see today, then, you know, it's absolutely awesome, right? It's a huge time saver. Obviously, you can build more complex stuff, but I want to start with the basics, and then we can insert some more layers if this coding tool is up to the challenge. World News Update says, can we create images for Adobe Stock? I'm not an expert on that, to be honest, but you can create images with, for example, ChatGPT. What else we got here? Free Media Tool says, is this a Chinese company? Can we use it unlimited forever? So it's free during the beta phase, right? It's not free forever, but it's literally just been released today. So if you jump on it now, you can use basically an API coding for free. CTAO says, hi, does Klein and Rucode need API from ChatGPT or Claude to work? Haven't explored them yet. Usually it does. I haven't tested it inside Coda because I literally just downloaded it now. But we can check that in a second, actually. So I'm just going to accept these changes. And then once it's doing that, let's hover over to Rucode and check this out. So if we go to Rucode here, yeah, you must provide an API key there. But here's some good news for you, and you're going to like this one. So if you want to use Rucode inside Coda and you want to use it for free, what you do is you go over to Open Router, and then you type in free over here, right? Or you can type it in over in the model section. So if you type in free in the model section here, you can see all these different free APIs. So for example, DeepSeek v3, DeepSeek R1, Qwen Coder, all these APIs are free. Z.ai is a really powerful Chinese API key. Moonshot Kimi, Qwen 3, like these are all decent options, you know. So if you want to use a free API, you don't need to pay. You can just insert these. Right? Let's get back to the Coder. So it's now implementing the style CSS. And then we'll start going from here. Now, in the meantime, let's have a look what else people are building with this. So if we go over to new AI automations, then I want to see on X what's being posted about it. So this is Qoder's account. They said we ship Qoder, and wow, this feels good. Blah blah blah. Okay, public preview is live now. No credit card access. I also like that as well because it's not like a free trial or anything. Let's have a look at some of these functionalities then. So we've got the code base with hidden features, hidden stories. So repo wiki reveals everything, architecture, decisions, and dependencies. Programming through conversation, quest mode. This is cool. So you can write a spec, hit run, and then go off and do something else. I might test out in a second. So right now, what mode are we on? I think we're just on the normal AI chat mode. And it's, if we have a look at the changes here, right? So let's pull these up. So it said it's updated the CSS, the HTML, the JS, is added more Alex Hormozi style copy, new sections, so like social proof, testimonial, screenshot gallery, proposition, urgency, banner, blah, blah, blah. It's linked all the buttons as we asked it to. So it's done basically everything I asked it to. Let's check it, but apparently. And then visual enhancements too, right? So it's added like animated proof and that sort of thing. And then also, this is really interesting. So like it actually can read the screenshots and then it figures out what the screenshots are about and then it's added them inside, right? And the only reason I know it's checked the screenshots is because it realizes that we screenshotted the course library, which we did, the community discussions, I didn't tell it that, and also the AI tools collection. It's actually figured out what our screenshots are about, which is pretty amazing. So I'm going to click accept like so. And now if we go to preview this, we'll see how that goes. So it's going to restart the web server, and then we'll run this in terminal again. So each time I make changes, I just rerun the server just to update the code and everything that's running. What else we got? So quest mode will be fun to check out in a second. We got context engineering, so rules, memory, code, graph, and indexing. It's true. I mean, like, to be fair, when I looked at the screenshots, I was pretty blown away by how it understands the context. And then also it toggles the write mode automatically. So it routes your tasks to the best LLM, which I really like. Because, for example, normally what you're doing is kind of guessing which LLM you need. And, you know, you're switching between ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, and it gets quite messy. Whereas this just figures out the best model for you. And they've also got a forum here. Let's check out the forum. We'll come back to that in a sec. All right, so let's go back to Qoder now. That's running in terminal. Let's restart the web server. This also seems a lot less buggy. But let's preview this now, and then we'll open this in a new tab. Here we go. So, I mean, it's just to recap here on everything that's done. So it's created more content on the page. It's designed it all. It's formatted it nicely, added the gradients, run the code, coded it all, added links to the relevant places. So, for example, even the upgrade button is included right here, and then that links straight to the AI Profit Boardroom. And additionally, if we check back here, let's see if this works. Yeah, this goes straight to the AI Money Lab, right? And so, like, it's pretty amazing. I mean, the content itself looks really nice. You can host this locally as well, so like you can come back to the file. It's quite easy to edit it later. It didn't insert the screenshots properly, which is a bit annoying. So you can see here, like, there's nothing inside the screenshots. They're not showing. But everything else seems to be really good. And there we go. All right. So pretty nice. I mean, like I could easily get that hosted and then run it, blah, blah, blah. I mean, if you wanted to test this out locally, what you can do, if we go back to here, and then I'm going to click on Reveal in Finder, and then you've got your project files here, right, on the Finder. So if we go back to Chrome now, open up a new page, plug that in, you can just preview it like that as well. So you don't have to run it locally. You can just open up the files if you want to. You might also be saying, okay, but like, how do I actually host everything? So if you create a project like this, right, what you can do, this is super simple. You just go to add new project inside netlify.com, import an existing project, grab the folder, right? So grab the folder like this, upload, and that's going to host it on a subdomain. Once it's finished, here we go, boom. All right, and now you've got that hosted on the subdomain. So you can see here it's got the subdomain with the website that we just built, and we're ready to go on that. If you want to add a custom domain to it, pretty simple and easy. So you just go to domain management, add a domain. You can buy a domain or add a domain you already own, and then boom, right? So let's say, for example, AI Success Lab. You can search for it here, and then we can click buy on any of these, or AI Money Lab. Search, boom. All of these domains are available. Really simple and easy. So that was pretty impressive. I'm loving it so far. Now let's try this quest mode that I've heard so much about. So I think this is more agentic when you're coding. So if we go to quest mode here, new task, we can add context if we want to. So you can actually, for example, reference a folder. So let's reference the project for Qoder folder. I'm gonna say, okay, build out a relevant AI app related to this website / project. Can be a simple calculator app, for example, related to AI automation, something like that. So we're going to wait for that to load, and then that will start coding out. Pete Evans says, I missed the beginning. What's a website? So this is Qoder, Qoder. It's a brand new Chinese AI coding platform, completely free during the beta preview. And it's really cool at coding. It's kind of like Visual Studio Code, except you don't have to pay for APIs, right? And also it's interesting because it seems to be a lot more contextual in the way it builds stuff out. Also, the content itself looks really nice, like you can see. It's kind of like almost China's version of Cursor or Visual Studio Code, from what I can see so far. Literally just got announced today. Literally just got a release, but yeah, really cool agentic coding platform. We've already built out a website in a few minutes. And now we are building out an app for our website. And so you can see here, this is the agentic part of the program, right? So you can see how literally we just give it a prompt, and then it's going to run through this workflow and start implementing everything. So it's doing the design now, then it will do the action flow, then it will do the task report, right? So it's created the design. Then it's asked, okay, would you like to refine any details, etc.? I'm going to click on Start Now. And then it will move on to the action flow. So, I mean, even as someone who's not that technical or can't code that well, it's pretty powerful, pretty good stuff. It's gone a lot smoother than I expected, to be fair. So now it's creating the AI automation ROI calculator. And I think what it's going to do from the design here is it's going to start adding to-do lists, right? So it's basically going to plan out step by step exactly what it needs to do in the actual flow of creating this process. So it's now editing the files. You can see it's got 8 to-do lists here, and it's going to tick it off, kind of like a AI generated or AI powered to-do list, like Trello, but AI. And then you can see here it's like, right, create the HTML, implement the CSS, build it, create an interactive form, build the results display, integrate it with a CTA, test it, and then validate it, right? It's just like a coding agent. So it's doing task 1, which is the HTML structure. And then what would be quite interesting, I think you can open up a new window and then you can have multiple projects coding at the same time, right? So if we go to a new folder here, we can open up a new project and then we can use that to build something else out at the same time, if that makes sense. But you're building out everything locally as well. So it's implemented the HTML structure. And next up, what it's doing is the CSS, which is step number 2. It's just going to blast through all of those lists. Now, if we open up another project, we can start building out something else. So if I open this up, click on new folder. There we go. And then we'll put Qoder project 2. Open that up. And now we can start building out something else at the same time. Right, so we've got 2 different windows coding. So you can have like multiple agents all coding out for you at the same time. So if we go inside the text here, AI chat, I want to change this to agents. So make sure you have agent set up. And then from here, what can we build? Let's say, let's go with the classic, right? Space Invaders game. Dopamine inducing Space Invaders game. Just to see what it can do when it comes to gaming and keeping it simple. So it's now coding out this in a separate folder locally, whilst also coding out this project too. Now you can also see when this was started. So you can see it's running in the background there, and you can come back to quest mode later, right? So if you go to quest mode, you can see what's running in the background, what's in progress, etc. I'm assuming you could probably create multiple quests at the same time, right? So you could create multiple new tasks that run in the background too. And then you basically got like a whole AI agent coding team that are doing things for you in the background. Now, if we come back to this is building out now too. And then let's check out like the settings and that sort of thing. So see if we can change anything. So this is a pro trial. Again, it's free at the minute. Completion. Chat. So you can toggle on MCP tools here, which is pretty cool. So if we click on toggle on MCP, and then you can switch between whether it auto runs in the terminal, right? Which is pretty good because then, for example, you don't have to click accept every time. And web tools as well. So this can actually search the web for the internet. So if we click on auto execute there, auto run on that, I don't recommend these settings. Probably not that safe, but I just want to show you what it's capable of doing. We've got quest mode, MCP server. So you can add MCPs here, right? And you just paste that in. If you want to learn more about that, go to the AI Money Lab, type in MCP, and we have loads of training on this, right? So for example, Claude browser use agent. And then the copy and pastable MCP stuff is down here, all right, if you want to use that stuff yourself. Let's test it out. So if we grab the MCP code like so, see if this works. Paste that in. save it, and then see if that works, right? So we've got the MCP JSON there. I'm going to stop that for now. And then we can reference the MCP JSON and just say use browser use, or you could use browser use. What else we got here? We got Apple script. Apple script basically runs locally to check all your files. So for example, find the latest image I downloaded. I don't know if it's going to actually work. Let's see if is that actually working. That's crazy fast if it's working. Boom. Look at that. All right. So basically what we did with this, with the MCPs, is we pasted in this information from the AI Money Lab. You can just copy and steal it from me. And then what we said is search for the latest file that I downloaded, right? And basically what it can do is with that MCP is it links locally to your laptop, and then it figures out, okay, here's all the files on your laptop. Here's the latest one you downloaded. Additionally, we've also got a browser use agent inside there, so you can actually use a browser use agent to control your website and everything else. So pretty cool there. Lots of cool stuff there. And then you can see this is making pretty good progress now. So if we run this in terminal, it's done 6 out of the last 8 tasks on the to-do list. And I think it's actually tested out the calculator as well. Let's see if that works. Yeah, look at that. Look at that, my friends. So that's the calculator that is inserted in there. And then we just need to run this. And now it's done it, right? So it's implemented the calculator into the landing page that we created, right? Using the action flow process, which is pretty amazing. So the quest mode is probably the most interesting feature that I can see right there. And now it's going to report. So the quest mode, it works in 3 stages. You tell it what you want, it runs the action flow, then it creates a report. It's now summarizing the report step by step. And boom, shakalaka, look at that. We've got the whole process broken down. We'll click accept, finish the task. Open it up if you want to check the files. That's the calculator bit. It's added some testimonials here. It's coming through nicely. The embedding of the calculator is not great, to be honest with you, but you could always go back and tweak that and that sort of thing. But pretty simple and easy. If we go back here as well, let's have a look here. Yeah, I think that's good to go. All right, there's a bunch of other stuff you can do as well, but basically that is Qoder. It literally just came out. I'm always on the latest updates for you, and you know exactly how to use this for free, step by step, to build whatever you want. Pretty awesome tool. Definitely recommend checking it out. It runs on Gemini, Claude, GPT. Didn't cost me anything to build all the projects. The projects look pretty nice, to be fair, as you can see with this landing page. Like, I could publish that and that would probably convert pretty nicely. And if you want to get all the video notes from today plus the MCP setup, just go inside the AI Money Lab. Link in the comments description is completely free. If you type in Qoder, you get all the links inside the classroom here. And yeah, there you go. If you want to get personal coaching with me, if you want to be able to connect with me personally, get access to all my best trainings on AI, plus a 6-week masterclass, agency training, a crash course on AI, etc. Feel free to get that inside the AI Profit Boardroom. It also comes with 5 coaching calls a week, so you can jump on the coaching calls, ask any questions that you have. And then also inside the community, inside here, you can ask any questions in between, right? So you can see, for example, Victor posted here. We got back straight to him. Michael was asking for marketing ideas. We got back to him with a bunch of ideas right here, plus the relevant automations. It's like, if you need help, that's what we're here to do, right? I mean, James Stooley, he posted about AI avatars, and you can see all the help and all the community support he got. Like, it's absolutely awesome. So feel free to get that link in the comments description. Glenn says, yo bro, I'm new to this. I don't know anything. I was going to look if you could contact me and help me on how to start. So if you want to learn how to start, join the AI Profit Boardroom. This is the best place to start. If you have no knowledge, if you don't know what to do, etc., start with the 6-week masterclass. Join the community. Post any questions that you have. You can connect with me personally as well if you need help. And then also you can join the coaching calls as well. So you basically get everything you need to learn about AI. Someone actually messaged me the other day and was like, you know, I'm 32. Can I still learn AI automation? I was like, mate, number one, you're still young. But number two, it's like AI is new to the whole world, right? So you could be 70, 80 years old, doesn't matter. Like, you can still learn this stuff. My granddad even installed ChatGPT and started learning AI on his phone, right? So it's never too late to learn this stuff. And if you're coming in and you're learning from the AI Profit Boardroom, you're in the top 1%. Also, if you want us to build automations for you, feel free to book in a call, link in the comments description. On that call, we're going to show you the time machine method, the AI time machine method. And basically on that call, one-to-one, if you want to become a client and pay us to do automations for you, then you can ask for a time audit. We'll figure out which systems you need to build to automate your business, and then we'll go off and implement it for you. Again, this is just if you want to become a client and pay us to do automations for you, but there you go. And Alkeem says, how can we work with you if we have already learned the lingo? So yeah, again, inside the AI Profit Boardroom, you know, there's lots of people who are very advanced in there too. So if you've already learned the lingo, just try some of the more advanced stuff. For example, like the NA10 templates, my crash course, and all the systems we implemented inside our business. And then also, like, we're constantly adding new updates inside the S&P section here. You can see all these new updates. I mean, literally this was updated like yesterday. And if you have like really advanced automation requests, even, like, you can see I actually helped 253 people inside the AI Profit Boardroom with different automation requests, right? So if you need help, if you're struggling, if you have a certain automation in mind and maybe you're a bit more advanced, then post it inside this request form here, and we'll get back to you straight away with like ideas and that sort of thing. So thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it as always, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.